What's going on, killers? Hope you're having a good one, even though 9, 7 to 10, hey, no, it's not the case, but hey, you got to keep on thriving, you got to keep on getting better, you got to keep on living. What's going on, man? We're having a great one. It's going to be a great day, and I hope you guys enjoy this. So we're going to go into closed CRM, and this is for anybody, this could be anybody beginning, anybody getting into it. It's their first software, or they hopped on a new offer, they've never seen it before. I don't know how, because this software is amazing, but we're going to dive into specifically how to filter and also specifics that I use when following up that make it a lot easier to track and just in general organize better. But let's dive into it. So if we're going to go into our leads section, so this is kind of how it looks. It's pretty nice. These are the smart views, and these basically are all the filtered out leads that you're going to get. So say if your sales manager already sets up the webinars, all the people that sign up registered and they're just sitting there. So it just varies on different people, right? So we're going to dive into specifically filtering. So when we get on here, say I want to do the status is going to be potential, dialed, future, right? This is preference, by the way. So we get onto here, say if I want to change the date that they were created, and by date created, it's basically when that person signed up, he or she is automatically getting loaded into the database, and it's going to show the date that's actually created. So maybe I just want, like ones from the past. Maybe I want to like pull something out from, from what was it, the pipeline in the past, like way, older leads, right? So I can do that. So from the start, I usually go to custom, right? And say if I want a few months ago, so like August 1st would be the start. And now I go to at the end of, and say if I don't want it now, because I don't want the ones that automatically come in now, I might want some older ones. Say if something came up, new offer came up, we want to remind them, we want to be like, hey, we got a new thing coming up. So that's how I organize it, right? And so you could see it's automatically setting up the list for you. And say if I want, USA, I want specifically USA clients, stuff like that. So all you got to type is USA and it'll shape it down. Say if, I don't want ones that already are in the pipeline and they've already been sold and, they already have gone through, because that conversation when you're not expecting it and they're like, hey, I've already bought the program, like what's up, it's kind of awkward. So let's go to opportunities. All we got to do is click on this and press none. That's it. And from there, all you have to do is, say calls is very specific, and this is going to be something that we talk about. Say if I only want the ones that I didn't already get in contact with, I want the new ones that came in. All I have to do is go to user, and is not any of, and I just have to pick myself, so me, and that'll set it up for me. And so another thing is total number of calls. Maybe you only want some amount of people that have contact. It just varies. It varies. So I'm gonna put at least 4, because I know it's gonna chop it down pretty steep. And yeah, so that's kind of how we organize that. And say if you want specific people that have contacted them, it's another way that you can maybe take care of their pipeline if say they're gone, or they all that other stuff. It just varies. Meetings. Now this is another thing. Sometimes when you click none for opportunities, you'll still have meetings that pop up. It could be random things that maybe they were in the pipeline, they were talking to them, and then nothing ever came across that. All you have to do is go to meetings and then click none, and that's how you organize that. And you sort of get rid of all the ones like that. Messages is the same thing. Communication is the same thing as well. Definitely recommend either this one or, first communication would be, specifically who, but I stick to, my own thing. And from the looks of it, some might be a little bit shaky, but some overall, you could see clearly not many people have talked to them. It's only been these few people, right? So all we got to do now is save as, and you can type whatever, and you can keep it private, or you can also have, share it to everyone in the company. We're going to keep it private, saved, and it's going to pop right here. And as you can see, I did the other ones because my camera, the SD card, the space died, so I had to do this 3 times. So we definitely got, our scripting down, our lines down. But yeah, and then the last thing specifically we're going to go into is, say in the case that you had a great conversation with a client, you built a lot of good rapport, and you want to be the only one that follows up with them, just because it's such a good report that it just doesn't make sense. Like, you don't want anybody else to really touch it, because then it's just going to be a whole bunch of he said, she said this, and you're gonna go from a hot lead to a cold lead. Because one thing I learned from Grant Cardone, if they have no idea who you are or what it was about, even though you've talked to them in the past, start cold. Start your approach cold again. That's a little side thing. So status, I would go to status. I'd put not interested. Right now, this isn't gonna get rid of them. Like, this is gonna get rid of them at all. It's just gonna, put them in a different category. And all I have to do is go to task, follow up, and this will go into my inbox. Right. So let's go back to, I'm gonna put this to potential again, and then we're gonna go over to, because I want to make sure that it's not getting messed up. Once you do that, it'll pop up on here to follow up. And so, nobody's really going to filter not interested because they're not interested, right? So this allows you to, one, track them and make sure they're there, and just overall, get it done. But, this offer, I haven't been on it in a minute, so it's kind of, obviously with 71, there's a lot of them. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of how it is. But this is really just for the people getting into it. I have no idea what this is. We have the report section. You can see how many dials you made, how many inbound calls, how many opportunities you've already did. And you can also filter out for the specific people. You can, change it for if you want to see your report on yesterday or the day before. It's definitely a very solid system that I really love and appreciate, especially with the power dialing thing. And that was one thing I missed out. So when you have your filter already set up, all you have to do is click this and start calling. And now all that does is basically you sit back, you go through the list. It'll go through the list automatically. So it'll call the first person. Once it hangs up, it calls the second person. Automatic. And if you have to edit something in their actual profile, you can press pause and it'll stop, the power dialing system. And then you can press play and it'll go right back into it. So it's really nice and it's really handy. But aside from that, that is basically all there is to it. I'm definitely missing out a lot more things. But hey, it's just something that I've, felt like I could provide value in, regardless of what the situation might be, And so aside from that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Hope everything goes well. And from the top of the war where boundaries still don't exist, the bottom of the depths where life still lives, do you dare to dream? Fuck that. Do you dare to take the next step? I'll see y'all later.